Uh, yes, your camera is, or you would answer their questions at the end. So do
Okay.
you want to take it away?
Yeah, please. Just to let me
Okay,
know in about 2 seconds here. I just want to make sure you're looking at a slide that says Expedia, right?
we are.
Yay. Okay, thank you. I'm
Yay,
sorry. We got off to a bit of a late start here. Just
that's
absolutely
okay.
love technology.
But you,
Um,
yeah. So you're good.
yeah, good. Okay, thanks. So, Susan, stay on. Let me know if we have any other technical glitches as we go along. I sure appreciate it. And
Yeah,
I sure,
I'm not going anywhere, so I'm sticking with you.
okay, good. Sure appreciate working with you and Jordana and the crew at Expedia. I know your travel advisors are experts in luxury and expedition cruising, so you understand the full spectrum of cruise styles, everything from ultra luxury to off the beaten path expeditions. And I think why working with an Expedia travel advisor is great is because they're able to match you to the right style of destination and ship. They can help you out with the season that you're looking at traveling and offer you every detail. So, from your flights to your insurance, any sort of special requests as well. And in many cases, they do have firsthand knowledge of the destinations and the brands as well. And so that's why I'm glad you're doing this series to introduce some of the lesser known brands, one of which is Ponant Explorations. Ponant, just so you know, is a global leader in luxury small ship cruising. We provide the perfect blend of adventure, exploration, and discovery all in a luxurious comfort, even in the heart of the most remote regions. So, just so you understand the portfolio of brands that we have, Pana has been exploring to inspire, that's our tagline, with ultramodern, intimate vessels that feature attentive service and discreet luxury in all corners of the globe for 30 years. Pana Explorations itself offers more than 400 voyages, 450 destinations, all 7 continents on its 12 luxury small ships. Then in 2019, Paul Gauguin Cruises merged into the brand, and more recently, Aqua Expeditions. And Aqua Expeditions have best in class vessels with never more than 40 guests. So, with Ponant Explorations Group, the three sister brands, now we cover the world in small ship luxury cruising. But tonight we're going to speak a little bit more about Ponant. And I will talk about the ships that we have, where we travel to, and then happy to open it up to. And I'll talk about offers to some promotions we have in the marketplace as well. Highlight a few itineraries. Please ask questions as we go along. We'll look at the chat afterwards. If we don't have a chance to follow up on the chat, we'll follow up with you afterwards. I do want you to know that Ponant was founded by French sailors who believed in the power of exploration and embarking into the unknown. They sought to share the thrill of uncovering a new destination with others by a small ship. We're still guided by that same pioneering spirit and the respect for the sea and the places we visit. For over 35 years now, Ponant has been committed to more responsible tourism and voyages of exploration that have meaning. As the world's first and only luxury French cruise line, we offer French style cruising with ships that all travel under the French flag and small vessels where we travel to as well. The onboard experience is absolutely exceptional. We have peaceful wellness spaces, luxurious staterooms, limited number of guests, so never more than 264 guests. When you start to see these vessels, you'll see that it almost feels as though everyone's on their own private yacht. While the company proudly celebrates its French heritage, the ships and itineraries are designed for a global audience. I'm not sure if you know that 40 to 50% of our guests that travel worldwide are from North America, so generally English speaking. But at the heart of the French way of life is an emphasis on enjoying life's pleasures. The French call it joie de vivre. It means good food, good wine, meaningful conversation, and time spent with family and friends. It's about savoring life's moments. And I guess who wouldn't like a little bit more of that in their lives? And this is evident by the exquisite dining on board. We collaborate with renowned chef Alain Ducasse, and this partnership epitomizes the coming together of luxury cruising and haute cuisine, which is a style of cooking characterized by meticulous and elaborate presentation and the use of high quality ingredients. Dining on board is designed to immerse guests in the richness of French culinary traditions. But now, depending on where we're traveling, we embrace the flavors of the world and the destination that we're traveling to as well. As I mentioned, We visit over 450 ports of call, all 7 continents. We offer unique experiences to remote and exotic destinations worldwide. Our guests are immersed in diverse cultures, wildlife, and the destinations that we travel to that are often inaccessible by larger cruise ships. Often, many of the destinations are hidden gems that you won't even recognize the names of. I've been in the industry for 40 years. Quite often, I have to Google to look up to see where the destination that we're actually traveling into, other than the port of embarkation and the port of disembarkation. When I traveled in 2019 on Ponant, one of my sailings, we sailed to Mexico. And we sailed out of Cozumel, which was about the only destination I'd ever heard of before, which is hard to believe when you're traveling to Mexico. But one of the destinations we went to was a colonial city of Campeche, which is a fortified city, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was absolutely a highlight. So this just gives you an example of the itineraries. When you look at them, you'll see we just travel into these small little gems that large ships just physically can't get into. Now, we do consistently win awards from the travel industry and consumers alike. This is just a few examples of the recent awards that we have won.
As lovers of the sea.
Oops, sorry. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about sustainable travel, because this is one of the keystones of this brand. Not only are the ships the most elegant and most comfortable small vessels, today we're also the most eco-friendly. From our beginnings, we've been committed to protecting the environment and the oceans that we sail in, ensuring more intimate style of tourism remains sustainable. Ponant was the world's first cruise line to abandon the use of heavy oil fuel, but we didn't stop there. I mean, it just goes so far beyond not having plastic straws. So we go, way beyond that single-use plastics. We're also the first maritime cruise line to achieve the Green Globe certification. And I just want to show you a quick video here that talks to our sustainability.
As lovers of the sea and wondrous treasures of our planet, Ponant is committed every day to the protection of the environment and respect for indigenous communities. Starting with the design of our ships, we implement innovative technologies to reduce our environmental impact. The compact size of our ships, their design and the materials used help minimize our impact on the ozone layer and delicate marine ecosystems. Ponant invents the luxury polar exploration ship, the very first of its kind in the world. Its main innovation is the use of liquefied natural gas, the greenest energy on the market. Its equipment surpasses the current regulatory requirements of the International Maritime Organization and even anticipates their evolution. To make every cruise valuable, Le Commandant Charcot will house a mobile laboratory for use by scientists. Ultimately, our entire fleet can serve as logistical support for scientific research. When conceiving our cruises, we carry out an inventory of the biodiversity of the places we plan to visit. New itineraries are only validated after environmental studies and meetings with local groups to ensure their agreement and involvement. Working on the premise we protect better what we know, we want to make our passengers ambassadors of the places they visit. Specialists and naturalist guides bring their expertise to the landings and extend the experience on board during informative presentations. We build our itineraries in collaboration with local communities. We buy locally when we can, without impacting the resources needed by the local communities. Ponant is committed to the preservation of traditional cultures and practices. For example, we support the Upernavik Fab Lab organization, which trains members of the Inuit community to maintain traditional skills and crafts. Actively engaged, Ponant supports many organizations and companies working for the protection of the poles and the environment. Our strong sustainable development policy has earned us many prestigious awards. Our resolve goes even further. We want to show that only sensitive, reasonable, and sustainable tourism is responsible tourism.
Yeah, so just know that we do have various categories. So out of these 450 destinations and 400 itineraries, we categorize our sailings into 4 different categories. First being expedition travel. If you see that it is an expedition you're traveling in, that means that we have remote destinations that we're traveling to. It's spontaneous. So based on what wildlife we see, what cultural visits we do, the itineraries can change. And even you'll see when you look at the maps that we have of the destination on expedition, it's usually dotted lines. So as to say, depending on what we see on that particular day is what the itinerary, the schedule will actually end up being. On expeditions, we have zodiac landings and explorations that are included with naturalist guides on board. And then we have discoveries, which are a mix of the expeditions with naturalists and always included shore excursions. And then our timeless voyages include all of the shore excursions. And I'll tell you so much more about everything that's included on every voyage. And then ocean voyages just are voyages that have many sea days. So what is included when you're on board a Ponant sailing? I think you'll see pretty much everything, right? So we have multiple dining venues that are included in the sailing. It's open dining, so you dine where you want with who you want. We include the gratuities, the port fees, open bars, so unlimited non-alcoholic beverages as well as alcoholic beverages. And the alcoholic beverages are all top shelf liquors. We have 24-hour room service with an extensive menu. We also have butler service in our suites. The service in all of the staterooms is absolutely fabulous, so that's nothing to worry about. Unlimited Wi-Fi, which would be Starlink, so great Wi-Fi. And then on the expeditions, as I said, we have shore landings and shore excursions are included on every sailing. And when we sail to the Arctic and any of the polar regions, actually, we do have the parka and the boots that are yours. The parkas you keep, the boots are yours to borrow when you're on board. So let's look a little bit at who the fleet is and the various vessels that we do have. So we have our sister ships, which would be the 4 vessels here that were introduced early in 2010. They were the first cruise ships to combine luxury with expedition travel. And these 4 vessels have maximum 264 guests. Almost all of them are balconies. And what made these vessels truly unique was how they were designed to offer the best of both worlds, providing an extraordinary experience that brings together high-end comfort and immersive exploration. And then with our Explorer series, we built cutting-edge technology into the design of these vessels. They are 100% balcony staterooms, and in a world exclusive, they're the first to ever be equipped with an underwater multi-sensory lounge called the Blue Eye, which is really cool. It's located in the hull. It's 8 feet below the water level, and it features 2 large underwater windows. They look like eyes. You're meant to feel like you're in the body of a whale and you're looking out into the ocean. And it's just a beautiful, serene space where guests can also go to hear nearby marine life. And I just want to give you an idea of the beautiful appointed staterooms that we have on all of the vessels. So the first vessel was the Le Ponant, which is 32 guests maximum. And it's the first ship in the world to be awarded with the Relais and Chateau symbol in terms of dining. And it's perfect for small group travel as well as traveling into destinations that are a bit off the beaten track, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic, and the Caribbean. I do want to also mention our Smithsonian voyages that we do have as well. And I'm sure I'm on the right slide here. Yes, the Ponant and Smithsonian journeys, we've collaborated to bring guests on an all-inclusive experience featuring the brilliant minds of Smithsonian experts on these itineraries. Just know that while English-speaking guests are comfortable on all of our voyages, as I mentioned before, these Smithsonian voyages are specifically tailored for English-speaking guests. 2026, for example, is the 5th year of collaborating with Smithsonian, and we have 36 co-branded voyages. We have some new itineraries, including Mallorca, South Africa, Indonesia, and Vietnam. And then in 2027, because we have just announced a lot of the 2027 itineraries just about a week ago, know that I think there's up to 30 Smithsonian voyages as well in 2027. So just to give you an idea of an itinerary that we have a promotion on right now where we have pre or post programs in Panama Canal that are included. Just wanted to give you an idea of the itineraries that we do. I'm just throwing out a few examples for you here. This is a good promotion. It expires at the end of July, though, so just know, I know some of you will be watching this as a recording. We are recording this in mid-July of 2025. But to give you an idea, we have 2 voyages that we have the pre or post here, and one being Cologne to Punta Arenas on an 8-day voyage on February 19th of 2026. And the other is the return voyage on February 26th, 2026. In terms of pricing, when we're looking at our itineraries, everything we do, we come out with a 30% bonus discount. So as soon as we announce our voyages, they're 30% off. And then as the sailings start to fill, the bonus discount drops, so the prices go up. So it just means the earlier you book, the better off you are in terms of pricing. Many of our itineraries have 0 single supplement. It's a great opportunity for singles to travel because small groups, you're on excursions with other folks, so it's very easy to meet other people. And also when you arrive to the dining rooms, the maitre d' will greet you and ask you if you'd like to dine with other people. So whether you're single or couples that you want to socialize a bit more, you will be able to dine with other folks if you choose to. We have kids sail free in 30. We allow children, depending on the type of sailing that we're doing, the age group that, or the starting age that we do allow children. But up to 3rd or 4th child in the stateroom travels for free. Our past guests are the Ponant Yacht Club, we call them, and we have discounts on their sailings. We have shipboard credits, all types of amenities we add on and on. And that's also in conjunction with the Ponant Society program. So if you've been on Ponant Cruises and you've never been on Ponant, you start off at that higher level in terms of discounts and shipboard credits. We do also offer back-to-back sailings. Many of our itineraries are sailing onward, so it's not repeating itineraries back-to-back time after time. So it's very easy to add, 2 7-night to 20-night. If you want to travel longer voyages, it's very possible to do that. We do also have other themed sailings with all different types of themes that we have. And these voyages also include the transfers to the ship on the day of embarkation and disembarkation. We have world-class experts on these and a shore excursion in each of the ports of call, as in all of the itineraries we do. A lot of these itineraries will specialize in English speaking as well. Now on board, we have English and French speaking in terms of the announcements, but just know on a luxury cruise ship like this, you have very few announcements that are ever being done, and we cater to the folks that are on board the ship. So if your excursion, if you want to speak English, we put you in a group with English speakers, but the announcements typically are in French and English. I want to highlight a couple of itineraries, as I mentioned. On the video that you saw when we were talking about traveling into a destination, how we collaborate with the local people, we have there's a 30-minute video just on the planning of this Baja California itinerary that we have 3 sailings in January, February, and March. And then there's a Smithsonian one on February 10th as well. They are selling out really incredibly quickly. But as I said, there's a whole 30-minute video on how we collaborated with the local people to make sure that we were starting this itinerary in the right place, which is Cabo San Lucas. And just working with the indigenous communities in the destination to make sure that it just enhances the voyage for our guests. I just want to show you a quick video of the destination of the Baja that we have for 2026 and it's all 2027. me personally, that's definitely on my bucket list. I think you'll see it will be popular for North Americans as well, just because of the easy access and way to experience Mexico in a way that most people have never experienced it. So you may have noticed as I was going through the vessels, I had left out one very important vessel for the end, and that is Le Commandeur Charcot. Commandeur Charcot is an amazing vessel. It is the first and only luxury icebreaker in the world. It was also the first ship that was powered by LNG and electricity. You can walk directly from the ship onto the ice, depending on the destination that you're in, the time of year, of course, the conditions of the ice. But it's a fabulous opportunity to get really up close into a destination. If you feel like you've tried everything and you've been anywhere, this is just a absolutely unique experience for our guests. So only 200 and under 245 guests on board this vessel. We offer a variety of outdoor activities included on the price on Charcot. Every day, weather and sea conditions favorable, guests are invited to disembark like this. We include parkas and waterproof boots, and allows you to really get immersed into the destination. So here's an itinerary that we did in January of this year. We came down the St. Lawrence River. No other ship has ever done this before. And the middle of winter, so in January, we came down the St. Lawrence and came right into Quebec City. It was a fabulous itinerary, and I'll talk to you about how we're doing that again in 2027 because it was so popular. In 2024, in September of 2024, this vessel also was the first ship to reach the pole of inaccessibility. So I'm not sure if you know what that is, but when we sold this itinerary, we said we're traveling to the magnetic North Pole and the geographic North Pole. But actually, what we also did was travel to the pole of inaccessibility. It's the furthest point from land. So no other cruise ship in the world, no other tugboat, no other vessel ever has ever done this. So the Ponant is truly about unique travels in polar regions. It's since it was launched in 2021, it has served as a floating laboratory. We've hosted over 100 scientists from all over the world and supported approximately 30 research projects. So you can get up close and personal with the scientists working on board. There's wet and dry labs on board the vessel. We also have photo ambassadors on board the Charcot. Cindy Miller Hopkins, I'm not sure if you recognize her, but she was on the ship. She was on Charcot, I think 200 and some days last year. So she's spent quite a bit of time, and she is a renowned photographer specializing in polar wildscapes or wildlife and landscapes. And she will join guests on excursions. She will host lectures and workshops. You can have lunch with her. She's incredibly personable. So everything from one-on-one sessions where she'll show you how to take, the most amazing photograph with these huge lens cameras to how to take great photographs on your iPhone. So really interesting topics that we have. So this is just an idea on the Charcot of the variety of activities that are included on the itineraries that we have. Now, as all of our vessels, very much about luxurious wellness spaces in addition to the experiencing the destinations that we travel to. So we have a fabulous spa on board. There's a heated indoor resistance pool. Also, the outdoor pool is called the Blue Lagoon. I'm just trying to see, I don't have a picture of it on here, but it looks more or less like a hot tub idea. It is heated year round, and the outdoor seats are heated so that when you're in the polar regions, you can sit outside on the seats and they're warm, and it's heated from the electrical energy that comes from the engines. So just so many one-off unique things that the Charcot does have to offer. So sophisticated in terms of the itineraries. This is perfect destination or itineraries for guests that, maybe both of you want to have that expedition kind of experience, but then you like your creature comforts as well. And a variety of accommodations, everything from our prestige staterooms, which are 215 square feet, to our duplex suite, which is 110 square feet, and it's designed on 2 different levels, so quite unique. Yeah, so you saw the dog sledding on that video that we had there. The itinerary that we had to the St. Lawrence this year, when the guests got off in one of the ports, they got right off onto the sea ice, and there were dog sleds that took them right out for their complimentary excursion, which was really popular as well. Now, as Susan and Jordana know, we have a lot of itinerary, all of the folks at Expedia are so good at helping you out with everything, but they all know we have multiple voyages that are available for Canadians where you can travel without traveling through the US. So we have the Caribbean, we have the Mediterranean, the Arctic, the Antarctic. So lots and lots of choices, and still 30% savings on most or many of these itineraries as well. So there's a selection that we do have. I just want to point out a couple of itineraries. This is the one we do still have a little bit of space on this for September of this year. And this is same thing. When you look at this itinerary, we're talking about going to the magnetic North Pole and geographic North Pole. But if all the conditions are perfect again, we will go to the Pole of Inaccessibility. Another itinerary, 10 nights that we have in May of 2026 is out of Reykjavik return. Northeast Greenland on a 14-night voyage in 2026. So lots of variety and choices. This is the St. Lawrence River itinerary again, as I had mentioned, that we have in 2027. I also like to point out that this voyage is one of the few that it's actually a hallmark itinerary that we have that offers guests the rare opportunity to observe emperor penguins in their natural habitat. And this is various itineraries that we have in 2025 and 2026. So in terms of special offers, I just want to reiterate, we talked about 30% off bonus savings that we start off, the zero single supplement. We do have kids sale free, the back-to-back and the past guest discounts that we have. But I do want to mention also that until the end of the month, in celebration of Canada Day, we have a promotion. We've never done this before with Ponant, just so you know, 5% savings. So for any voyage in 2026 and 2027, if you were to book, we will add on an additional 5% savings. And then I just have to mention Ponant Cruises, because Ponant Cruises always does have the 5% savings year-round for Canadian residents. But for the Canada Day special offer, which we've made for the entire month, we do have an additional $500 shipboard credit for Canadians. So that's exclusive for Canadians. So I just want to end with one quick video, and then I want to open it up to questions.
explore to inspire.
So with that, I hope that I have inspired you in some way to consider Ponant and explorations worldwide. And also I want to say I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks talking about Ponant Cruises as well. So please join me for that one too.
Yeah, we can hardly wait. That's going to be awesome because going from Antarctica to Tahiti, not a bad direction to
fire
go.
and ice.
Yeah. Thank you for that. It was incredible. Just a couple of the points that everything's included. I love that. I love that you have such small guests. I think your biggest ship is like 264 people.
Yeah.
That's my way to travel. And your zero supplement. We have so many, or even two friends that maybe want to go, but they don't want to have to share a room, right? So that they can each get their own room. So that's a really great deal. And of course, the exclusive promotions that you have with us. Is there any questions in the chat?
The other thing that I didn't mention, but I will now, is you always have Expedia always offers an additional $100 per person shipboard credit on all of the itineraries as well. And that you can use that for the shops on board the ship, spa treatments. Everything it's so inclusive that there isn't a lot to spend it on, but definitely your spa treatments. It's
right. Yeah, so $100 it goes a long ways. So you get a jacket on your explorations, and you borrow the boots, so you don't have to pack those, but you don't keep the boots, right?
Right, and we have them right on board the ship, and they're sanitized and everything all at that time. So yeah.
Yeah. Now this is while we're waiting for somebody to ask some questions. This is all the prices were that was in Canadian dollars or US?
Everything we do is US dollars. Yeah, we're a French company, but currently everything is US dollars. Our reservation system, which we're changing in the fall, by the way, it isn't capable of charging Canadian dollars, but it will be in the fall. So we'll have that option for you to pay in Canadian or US dollars.
Okay, but for right now, it is just all in US dollars. That's perfect. Okay, well, that's just good to know. But even still, that was really reasonable. The one out for the Caribbean, I mean, was even when you add that on, knowing that the time you add the excursions and your everything else like that, super adds up in your
and the other thing is you do more and you try more when everything's included. Like you think, if you thought, okay, I'm going to have to pay $50 to, paddleboard or I don't know, something like that. If you, a lot of these excursions, right? If you had to pay the extra for it, you might not do it. But this way you just do everything and try everything because it's included.
Yeah, exactly. So exploration, expedition meets luxury totally all the way. So I don't think we have any questions. I don't see there's any in the chat, but I'm sure
all through the presentation. But I know people probably will think afterwards that they did. And please, they'll reach out to you. You are the experts. You know this brand inside and out. So I just want to say I appreciate your time and thanks to everyone for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thank you, Vicky. Really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy girl, and we will so look forward to doing this again in a couple of weeks.
Okay, sounds good. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.